Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Wal Azmi bin Kamal Zaman and my group member is Muhammad Akif bin Muhammad Taufik. We are here today to present our innovation project titled Recycrete. This is a sustainable concrete mix designed by us using recycled demolition waste and plastic materials. Our project supports the principles of a circular economy with the aim to reduce waste and promote greener building solutions in Malaysia.
Before we go further, let's briefly share the main objectives behind our innovation. First, we aim to reduce construction and demolition waste by repurposing old materials. At the same time, we want to reduce the need for virgin resources like sand and gravel. We are also trying to tackle plastic waste by using shredded plastic as part of the concrete mix. Another key goal is to produce a low-cost, eco-friendly concrete option for the market. In doing so, we want to support circular economy practices in the Malaysian construction sector, while reducing carbon emissions from cement use. We also hope to promote greater awareness and adoption of sustainable materials, especially in real projects. Of course, we will be measuring our long-term sustainability impact from cost saving to carbon reduction.
Okay, so for the circular economy in Malaysia, for our research, Malaysia's construction sector contributes between 3 to 5% of the national GDP, but it also generates a huge amount of waste. Based on the current practices, a large proportion of construction waste ends up in landfills, often without being reused or recycled. Besides that, we are facing a plastic crisis. Tons of single-use plastics are being dumped or incinerated every day. Meanwhile, traditional concrete production relies heavily on the natural resources and emits a high amount of CO2, especially from the cement manufacturing. We studied how other countries are handling these challenges using circular economy models by designing for the assembly, reusing demolition waste, and incorporating recycled plastic into building materials. This inspired our idea.
Next, I will explain about problem identification. From our research, we identified several major issues in the Malaysian construction industry. First, the over-dependence on virgin aggregates like river, sand and gravel is unsustainable. Second, construction and demolition waste is piling up with very limited recycling initiative. Plastic waste is another issue. Despite various awareness campaigns, the actual rate of plastic reuse in construction is still very low. And, of course, the cement industry alone is a major carbon emitter. So, the current practices are not only costly in the long run, they are also harmful to the environment. Next is innovation development. To address this issue, we developed Recycrete. It is a concrete mix that replaces part of the natural aggregates with recycled material from demolition sites. We also include shredded plastic like PET bottles as a partial replacement for sand, and instead of 100% cement, we mix in fly ash, which is a byproduct from coal plants. This helps reduce carbon emission during production. Recycrete is not just an idea, it is a practical material suitable for pavement, drains, sidewalk, and even low-rise buildings elements. It is cost-effective, environment-friendly, and scalable.
Okay, so for the next one is for the implementation strategy. To implement Recycrete, we propose a few key steps. First, we partner with demolition contractors to collect usable rubble. Then, we process this rubble using mobile crushers to create recycled aggregates. At the same time, we collaborate with local recycling centers to obtain clean, shredded plastic waste. These materials are then mixed at a batching plant using adjusted ratios. So our first target will be municipal projects like park walkways or bus stops, where we can test the product in a safe and controlled environment with proper certification from bodies like CRIM and CIDB, so we can scale to a larger infrastructure. Okay, so for the cost-benefit analysis, when comparing Recycrete to traditional concrete, there are several advantages. The cost of raw materials goes down because we are using waste materials. We also save on waste disposal costs. For example, rather than paying to send the waste to landfill, we repurpose it. We estimate that overall cost could be reduced by 15 to 25% depending on the project size. In addition, with carbon tax policies becoming more common globally, using sustainable materials could offer future tax incentives or green certifications.
Next is sustainability impact. Recycrete brings significant environment benefit. It reduces the volume of construction and plastic waste going to landfills. It also cuts down the use of non-renewable materials and lowers CO2 emission from cement production. From a global perspective, this project supports SDG 9 by promoting industry innovation, SDG 11 by supporting sustainable cities, and SDG 12 through responsible consumption and waste reduction. This innovation is not just good for the environment, it also creates a cleaner, more responsible future for Malaysian construction industry.
Okay, so this is the visual showcase. Okay, so this is how Recycrete works. First, the concrete waste is crushed into usable aggregates. Then, plastic waste is cleaned and shredded. All materials are mixed in a proper proportions along with the cement and fly ash. So the final product is durable, clean, and meets the structural needs for low load applications. Okay, so this is the visual showcase. Okay, so this is how Recycrete works. First, the concrete waste is crushed into usable aggregates. Then, plastic waste is cleaned and shredded. Okay, so for the conclusion or the closing remarks, in conclusion, Recycrete is our contribution to a more circular, eco-conscious construction industry. It's a practical, affordable, and sustainable. So we believe that by rethinking how we treat waste and turning it into something valuable, we can transform the way Malaysia builds its future. I think that's all from me and Akif. So thank you for paying your attention and thank you for watching our presentation.